G'day everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel. Another weekend in the mountains, just having a quiet, relaxing time. Nothing strenuous this time, just an overnight camp with my dad actually. And we're up here now obviously. This video is sort of halfway through the weekend and just enjoying ourselves. So come along and enjoy the video. G'day guys, how are you? Hope everyone's well. As you can see behind me, we are heading into a wee place inland Canterbury, just for a night in the hills, bit of camping, light a fire, and just enjoy a nice night. The weather is absolutely cracker. It is, what are we today, 3rd of April or so. Truck behind me with the old man's little camper trailer. I can't drive for a year, given a recent health diagnosis, sadly. So just getting away kind of to escape the noise of the city, do some camping, light a fire, and just hang out with Dad and enjoy the night. Nice and warm, as you can see, clear skies, the sun shining, big high pressure system. So enjoy us. We'll see you at camp. What are you doing, Dad?
Well, we're just off the bitumen and we're heading into the shingle, and I don't want to be sleeping in dust tonight, so...
The old number 8 wire. Just pulled up at camp. And this is Dad's little camper trailer.
Yeah, beautiful spot.
And in less than, what would you say, Dad, 30 seconds? 38 seconds. You can have it unhitched. And it's a little pop top, but it's hard-sided, so it's not one of those canvas side ones that feels like you're still on a tent in. This is a proper caravan kind of vibe. Here we are, and I will pop the top on the troopy. And just like that, camp is done. So the brilliant thing about this little setup between the troopy and that is that we pulled into this little spot 4 minutes ago, and pretty much camp's done. Obviously a few niceties to be put outside and set the fire up and stuff, but in terms of if you're pulling in for the night, you're done.
Just a slight, very slight westerly blowing. Possibly accelerating a little bit as we sit. Doesn't get much better than this, Scotty.
Pretty good.
There's not a cloud in the sky. Sun's going down. We've got a leg of lamb here. We're going to put it on the slow cooker.
Beautiful.
How does that look? Hey?
Try out the new camp oven.
How does that look?
I'll go collect some wood up there.
Beautiful.
Over the back here. Put that there.
Beautiful, folks. Absolutely beautiful. Nice evening to have an ale.
Cracking into one already.
Eh?
Cracking into one.
Well, I just thought I would because I can.
You sure can.
Isn't it crazy? You know, you live in a city that's it took me 41 minutes to get from Ireland to Prebbleton today, between 2:35 and 16 minutes past 3, and I was fighting traffic cones, I was fighting traffic, I was fighting buses, pedestrians, cyclists, everybody going about their business, no problem with that. Everyone's happy, except me, because I just wanted to get up here. So the 41 minutes that it took to do 15 kilometres seems a lifetime ago now, as I sit here in what can only be described as paradise with the birds. And there's something about a fire, isn't there? Just
I agree.
just the sound of the fire, just going, ticking on. So relaxing.
It's quite warm.
So relaxing. And it's very mild.
So mild that the sandflies are pretty rabid. But that's alright, they'll go away with this wee fire here. Conflicting views if fires can be lit here, because on the public estate, when you look on, what is it? Check it's alright to light.
Yep.
When you do that and put in this location, it says it's fine.
That's what we did.
And then one sign down the road said fires are fine, or it didn't say no fires on the normal place that it does, and then another sign said no fires. So what do? You know, it's what gets a bit hard. So common sense prevails. It's in a fire pit, well off the ground. Well, enjoy it, folks. Glad you're along with us. And I'm going to go grab a beer. I'm on the old non-alcoholics at the moment. So we'll see what this goes like. State of Play IPA. Don't you love that sound? Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Yeah.
This is something Dad and I have often done in my life so far. Ever since I was as little as I can remember.
We first set off and had a night camping. If I remember, it was Danzy's Pass, motor camp, on a fairly cold spring morning. We woke up to ice. Then we went over the Danzies and we stayed at Alexandra. We took you camping.
I was 6 months old, probably.
Mum and I took you camping when you were 6 months old at Tukarua.
There you go, Golden Bay. But yeah, these little weekend getaways are sort of something we've always done, on and off as life lets us. And sometimes we'll pop up just inland Canterbury, or we used to, what Dad was referring to before, we used to do this father and son kind of trip. Normally every spring, wasn't it, or something, and we'd pack the back of the Prado, and I'd be all keen as mustard to set off with, I don't know, some new possum traps or something that I'd bought and saved for. And, or a slingshot before I was allowed a rifle back in the day. And we'd head around the South Island for 4 or 5 nights, and we had a night, I remember distinctly when I was young, camping with Dad, and we woke up to about a foot of snow and what was -8 or something at Mount Cook. Bloody freezing anyway.
One of the epic nights in the mountains in the Southern Alps.
Yeah.
Woke up to ice that was snow that had turned to ice overnight, and the tent was sagging to the point that it was almost breaking the poles.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, it's very pleasant indeed. So we're going to sit here and relax for a bit.
Go over the menu, Scotty. We've got
Very extravagant.
we've got lamb, and that'll be slow roasted over the fire pit in the camp oven. And then towards the end, we'll chuck in some carrots and some onions, and finish it with some cabbage.
Whew.
And then we'll eat it.
So it's lamb with some canned tomatoes and a couple of veggies. Anyway, hope you're enjoying the video, folks. It's good to be here. So we'll just get that campfire up to temperature. Probably do with a few more coals, but that's okay. You just make do with what you got, and probably be a couple of hours before we get a good base of coals, but that's okay. It'll still cook. So I've had a bit of a prick of an 8 months. I think it's about 8 months. And part of the reason I'm up here is that next month I'll be wheeled back into a bit of surgery on my brain, of all things. And it's not a sob story, but it's just put things in perspective for myself and all the family. Camera's getting covered in smoke at the moment, sorry viewers. But back in August last year, I was playing a game of football for the local team and got a bit of a head knock. And with my career, I have to be pretty careful with particularly head knocks. We have sort of some annual medical checks. And that particular time, I thought, yeah, I'll do the right thing and I'll go and get a look at the hospital and get them to check it out and make sure all is okay. And I went and had a scan at the hospital, and then basically got told out of the blue that they'd found a brain tumour. So that was life-changing in about the space of about 10 seconds. And the way the doctor actually delivered it, he leant through the curtain and he said, you'll never fly a plane again. And we found what they call a lesion in the brain at that point, and we suspect it's a tumour. And long story short, I've since had surgery. It's since been checked, and the pathology report came back from Sydney with some good and bad news. It was thought to be a really low-grade tumour to begin with, but it's a grade 3, what they call an astrocytoma. So it's on my right side of my head, but I'm left-handed, so it's right by my motor cortex. So the threat of, I guess, it growing is the threat of it permanently disabling me, particularly down my left-hand side. So yeah, had one round of surgery. They managed to only get about 30% of it, sadly, because of where it is. However, since then, they think they can go back in and get a bit more with a wee bit more technology that they have access to now. So the last few months I've sort of been recovering, first and foremost, and dealing with the change of life, which I've been handling really well. I feel really good, and certainly had some bad days, and not scared to admit that, that's for sure. But the support and love that's been wrapped around myself and my fiance and the rest of our family's been amazing. And everyone's got their wee battle, so I'm not the first, not the last to have that happen to me. And this is my happy place up in places like this, so hence why we're here tonight. And you just got to get out and enjoy things while you're here. So cheers to that, and we'll get the lamb on the cooker. This is a nice new silky saw that my lovely other half Mia got me for Christmas. It's probably only its second outing. Go chop some firewood. is pretty much dark. It's probably a bit grainy footage, but as always, the moon in person always looks a bit better. It's a heck of a moon tonight. Absolutely stunning. More pork in the background. Couple of stars starting to poke out. And the lamb is well and truly on its way. Here's the evening's meal.
Good.
Big bit of lamb, some red onion in there at the moment, some cabbage to go in, a couple of tomatoes, just a good old roast on the campfire. Moon is about to pop up from over the top of the trees there. You could hear a pin drop just about.
Look at that.
It's a real camp meal, this one. Cabbage, red onion, some tomatoes, and just all bloody mixed in into the camp oven on the fire. Absolute cracker. With the leg of lamb in there as well.
I think you could travel the world, and apart from Pedro's, you wouldn't get any better lamb anywhere.
Well, we've finished our dinner. The old leg of lamb went down a treat, and now we've just got the fire stoked up for the rest of the evening. We'll just sit here for an hour or two and just sort of relax and have a yarn and watch the stars, I think. Again, you can hear a pin drop just about. There's no wind, and just enjoying being here. So yeah, we'll just kick back here for a bit, and if you don't see us again, we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. I've had a wee sleep in with a 7:30 or so wake up. You may hear the odd bird, but very few, which is quite sad. And I don't mean to. It's a beautiful morning nonetheless. This valley has recently been 1080'd about 2 months ago, and it's been 1080'd annually or even biannually for the last 5 or 6 years. So this used to be like a deafening bird song every morning. And I'm not one of these slate dock people, but just when you're actually in these valleys and you've been here before, when there's lots of bird life and you know what it was like, it is truly sad that the 1080 has had an effect on the bird life up here. And now there's one tui. I think that's a tui. There's a couple in the distance, bellbirds and maybe a wee fantail, waka waka. But very sad state of some of the forest, and then you'll go one valley over where it hasn't been 1080'd and the difference is incredible. So anyway, at some point someone needs to hopefully change things. Anyway, I'm going to get up out of the tent now and light the fire and not look like a scruff. Put on some breakfast, enjoy the morning, have a coffee. Sleep pretty well. On for a fresh plunge of coffee this morning. Trouble is with these when you're camping, especially in autumn like this, is by the time you have your coffee they've gone so cold because of the metal. So I think good old jet boil, using it a bit unconventionally today to heat up the plunger before we have the coffee. The sun's just poking through the trees now. It's just hit the little tussock meadow out the back there. So in a couple of minutes should be with us. Fire's on and warming up. It's not a bad morning, it's probably 3 or 4, 5 degrees or so.
Not a bad morning, eh?
Absolutely beautiful.
Did you hear anything in the night? It was just absolutely
Silence.
dead quiet.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, good morning again, viewers. We've lit the fire, we've made a plunge of coffee. Just sitting back, aren't we?
We are. Scotty's renamed Good Friday to Great Friday.
It's always a great
Going forward, Great Friday.
Yeah, it's Good Friday today.
Comes at a good time of year, doesn't it? Great Friday. You sort of just got into your year's work and
Yeah.
then you just feel like just kick back a wee. It's just a nice little break before going into that
Nice
cooler season.
Yeah, it's nice to have a few days off rather than just a long weekend.
That's right.
2 days off is quite nice. As an
Yeah.
extra.
It was nice getting away yesterday, Thursday afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just to have a nice
Yeah.
bit of time. Yeah.
Every time I put that camera out, the fire finds it. Old Murphy's Law. I was talking to the camera a wee bit earlier, Dad, about the bird life in here. The lack of.
When I was a boy, you could hardly hear yourself think because of the bird song. And now there might be maybe half a dozen birds around the place.
Yeah.
It's very, very sparse. So sad. But that's 1080.
Yeah.
So, you know, just more chemical warfare. It begs the question of all the health issues we've got in our society too, doesn't it? Of why the people are sick. When you start chucking chemicals by ear over public land, you kind of reap what you sow, don't you?
So yeah, it's sad that it's not what it was in here, but it's still a lovely environment.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very quiet.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's not going to ruin our day. So we'll get breakfast on the go in half an hour or so. We'll enjoy this coffee for a bit, and sun's just come over the beech trees over behind the camera there, so it's very pleasant. We've got bacon and eggs.
We've got bacon and eggs,
Some,
avocado.
Avocado. And a little bit of leftover mix of dinner sort of sauce that was at the bottom of the cast iron pot.
What a magnificent place. And again, just another example that you don't have to go far to find paradise, do you?
No, so we're very fortunate in New Zealand that you've got this almost everywhere. The other day I was watching a YouTube channel I watch a bit of called The Overland Travellers, and they have a troopy as well, just like that, and travel around Aussie mainly, and they're a young couple that came over here recently and did a lap of the South Island in a troopy, and they were just speechless. And they filmed some pretty amazing environments in Aussie, but they were just speechless at the diversity of the scenery here. So this is sort of the environment up here. Little groves of clearings in between the beach. There's a nice beach forest. And then you come out onto a great big flat over here. And that is the Waimakariri River, flowing from right to left on the screen. So the main divide of the Southern Alps is up there towards Arthur's Pass and Beeley and those sorts of parts of the world. And then this is looking down, it's the Binzer Saddle over there, and then Mount White Station in the distance. And then the road back to Christchurch is over the other side of the river there, and it heads through that direction. So today's meant to be a lovely day, I think, and then possibly changing to a bit of nor'west later on, which is the prevailing wind in the mountains. It will come down the valley and strengthen, and then I think over the next couple of days getting quite wet up in the headwaters. So we'll make the most of it this morning, but as you can see, glorious day. So the old camp oven is a recent addition to the camp kit. It's been bloody great. Breakfast is served. I'm actually halfway through it, forgot to film it, but a couple of eggs, some bacon, cabbage, tomato from last night. We had a bit of salad, half eaten, avocado. Just enjoying the day still. Bit of westerly clouds starting to pop over and the breeze has picked up. So I'd say we'll have breakfast and then go for a wander or something, or maybe even pack up and head somewhere else for the afternoon. I don't know if people have heard of geocaching. I've never really done it, but I've heard it's actually quite fun. It's a wee app that you can download, and it's kind of like I guess it's like a treasure hunt. And there are little caches everywhere, all through the hills and stuff. If people leave behind little bits, some might just be a wee logbook you sign to say you found it, and there are little clues and stuff. And yeah, anyway, apparently there's one over here. So we'll go and have a look. Now the clue says somewhere in the vicinity, looking for a dead tree on the edge of a very much alive beech tree area. So I guess it's somewhere in here. I've been looking around for this geocache, but no, I'd imagine this is the only dead tree around here. This is probably part of this big dead tree, and it's in the last few months looks like it's come a cropper to the weather. But anyway, we found the rough area it was in. Just been for a walk. As you can probably hear on the camera, the wind is picking up slightly. Classic wispy rotor cloud from the northeast coming over the divide. And in here is very sheltered where we are, but even at the top of the trees is quite a bit more wind. Time for a cup of tea. Alright, just packing up. So again, this bed just pulls down. And then you've got nice wee windows either side, some storage compartments, a light. Sleeps two very comfortably. And then if you're super tall, you can pull this back bit hatch down as well to get some extra sleeping room. But this to here is about 6 foot or so. So if you're I don't know, if you want a wee bit more headroom and stuff up the front, yeah, pop this down. Anyway, we'll pack up. Car camping is quite good. Just chucking everything in bigger bags, not having to compress stuff down. It's nice being able to just chuck a sleeping bag in a storage so you can see with the compression bag. A couple of pillows, they can go down there. And then that is virtually done. Some pieces in the pockets. And that, I'll leave that to get the air out when I close it, and then she's fully weather sealed. Fortunately, there's always a few people who leave rubbish and crap around campsites, sadly, so I'm just going to grab a rubbish bag and do a little quick sweep around here. If you can do that and help out, do your bit. It just helps everyone out, eh? guys, so we're now parked up at Lake Sierra, which is still in that sort of Castle Hill Basin area. We're just taking our time today. After leaving camp this morning, we're mucking around and we've been down to just down to Cass, down the road there. If you've never popped in there, it's well worth it. Quite a hoot, that little, I say town. There's about 2 houses, and one of the guys there has lived there for decades. And he sort of runs the whole thing, and it's immaculate. It's absolutely beautiful. He's got wee gardens everywhere, and the train passes through there. So New Zealand's greatest ever painting, apparently, was painted there of the station. Quite iconic. But yeah, so we're having a lovely day. The nor'west, as I said this morning's picked up now, so we've just popped this up. This is the beauty, as I said earlier as well, but this wee camper, 30 seconds or so to pop up, and I've got the jug on. Dad's having a fish down on the lake here. He's a pretty handy fly fisherman, old Dad, so he'll probably get one fighting into the nor'wester, but I'd be caught up in the Matagari and I couldn't be bothered with it, to be honest. But it's a nice environment to be in anyway. So yeah, having a great time away. It's really nice, spending time with Dad, and especially with what I'm going through at the moment. It's puts everything into perspective, and whether you've got family or friends or anyone you're close to, workmates, just bloody get out there and enjoy things with them. And one thing I've learned is in the last year is to probably be a bit more vulnerable and tell people what you think of them. Probably not in a bad way, although I guess through this as well I've learned to probably be a bit more honest about things and upfront. But just in terms of spending time with people you want to spend time with, and if you enjoy someone's company, bloody let them know that. Everyone's got their own battles, and just in the last year I've had people say things and you think, shit, no one's ever said that to me before. It's nice to hear, or vice versa, thanking people for what they've done for us. That's a wee side note. This coffee, or this tea, sounds like it's about to boil, the jug, so I'll get a hot brew on for Dad for when he's back from fishing. It's just so nice being up here. If you can do it, then I'd say do it and enjoy it. And it's certainly pretty healing for me at the moment with the old brain tumour. But it is what it is. That's just our journey. And like I said, everyone's got their own thing that they're going through, be it health or work or grief or, anything really. So I'm not the first, not the last to have some hardship, and getting out and doing this thing is bloody good for the soul. And I count myself lucky to still be able to do it, and hopefully for a long time yet. Anyway, I'll get to this cup of tea, as I keep saying. I'll finally get it on the brew. I can see Dad coming back up from the lake now, so yeah, we'll chill out here for a bit. We'll bring him back shortly. Well, everyone, that's the end of the weekend, really, or the overnighter. We're just on our way home now. And,
Successful night away.
Yeah, not too much happened, as you can see on the video, but a nice night nonetheless. Just hanging out with Dad and getting into the hills, getting a bit of fresh air, starry night, good for the soul. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. Catch you later.